Ready?
Yep. Don't let go, please.
I'm sorry. Are you good? Can you see?
Just hold on. A little bit longer.
All right.
I'm just kind of aimlessly falling through the floor right now.
Oh, are you? Okay, hold on.
But like,
Are you good now?
yeah, I can see everything, but I'm just, it's like I keep on just like, we both just keep on dropping down. It's like I'm on the fucking Tower of Terror.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm going to need 77s on my 20. It's going to be the Legion Square Bank. We've got 4 hostages, 2 guns.
slip out of your grip. Yeah, so
yeah.
if you're wearing those NV contacts, you cannot come in this house.
I have those on.
All right. Well, I did too, and I could not come inside. I had to take them out entirely.
I mean, I've got them on. Are they like new ones? Like I have last month's model.
Oh, that's what it is then.
Is it this month's?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's bad.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
really
month's
bad.
is bad. Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
If you put them in, you can't enter houses.
Do you think your
Or at
friend's
least this
dead?
house.
No, he's most
No.
likely down at the bottom of the hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually what ends up happening. Listen, I'd rather us meet in here. He can step out and stand out for the meeting. Is that him again? He's so fucking determined.
Oh. Nope. He should be fine to get in.
I don't know what happened to your friend. He went into the ether.
When you fall out of the house, you end up like down the hill.
Oh, that's not
It's
too
unlocked. No.
bad.
What do you think of the house?
It's nice. I mean, it's well furnished. Some houses look like dog shit. This looks like someone actually put some thought into it.
Yeah, Tessa did it.
Probably a long time ago, I take it, right?
No, actually, very recently.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I was explaining to him who furnished the house.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I know we wanted to reconvene earlier and talk about things, and allow you to sit on our previous proposition.
So how does he come in?
Well, this is his first time trying to come in.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
With
yeah,
the NV contacts, you just can't come in. You might have to just tell him that.
Due to your... Make it inside.
Due to what?
His contacts, the NV contacts.
Oh. Yo, Big Hurt.
I mean,
Think
the
of
only
gift
other
that's
thing you
up,
could
man.
do is escort him out to the porch and do it on the roof, but it's a little weird.
Well,
You can start with whatever you like. If you want to start with questions, sure. If you want to give us your answer, I don't mind. I cut through the bullshit last night, so...
All right, so I put some thought into it. It's a very interesting and proposition. I can't say I'm not intrigued because I am. However, given the risk, I would have to take on. I'd like to see some proof of what you're capable of beyond information gathering.
Are you asking for me to show you something or to tell you about something I've done?
I'd like to see something unfold.
Then you must have something in mind.
No, not in particular. I would want to know what it is. I don't need to know how it's done. I don't need to know who did it. In fact, it's better that way.
Agreed.
And when I see the results of that, I think that will help me determine the capabilities here, and it'll help me better assess whether this makes sense or not. Because while I do think I have no reason to doubt everything you've said so far, that's only in the front of information. I know that because the majority of many of the things that you've mentioned to me are true, valid. Therefore, I can only assume that everything else you tell me is also accurate, or at least with a higher level of
Validation.
Yeah. But I haven't really seen anything outside of that.
I think that's the idea. Wouldn't you?
Not knowing the capability? Not sure I understand.
That you haven't seen anything else that we've done. I've given you information, but there's a lot other things that have happened. So if I was to do something that you could see, I feel as though that would be a little sloppy.
How so?
If you could pick up on it, who else could pick up on it? If I was to do something for you to fully follow and understand, yeah, you'd have to know more about what I was intending to do. So as an example, let's say, I don't want to say anything in particular, let's just say I told you I was going to move the lamp into a different room that you didn't know about. And then you happened into the room and found it. That would be the only way for you to know about it. I'd have to tell you my intent. Because otherwise you would hear about something happening and then not know what happened.
I see. Are you saying the mystery, the methods would be too revealing?
Yes. I would just have to explain to you we planned on acquiring something or finding something. Then you'd have to piece everything else together.
I don't think I'd need to piece everything. I guess
I'm just trying to find a way to do this that continues with my current running of discretion.
Okay.
The only time I got sloppy was recently, and that was purely by chance.
So I guess here's sort of how I look and see it is if, for example, I don't know, there was an interest to slow the flow of oxy, as an example, and you were to note it is slowing down in some period of time, I would be able to observe and poke to see if that had actually occurred. It's a rough example of what I'm referring to, but sort of what I'm trying to imply. My concern here is, outside of information, I would have to believe at face value that there's a level of capability here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if
You're beginning to see the issue.
yeah, to a degree.
Munkers.
Give me 1 second.
The bank.
22's en route.
You must
Hold on, I need to listen to this real
over
quick.
the 1013 Alpha.
Understood. Please take your time. I'm going to speak to Choi for a moment.
Of course. Hey, you gotta jump there. Shit. I don't know what the fuck he means.
Yeah, I know. That was a lot more complicated than I expected it to.
Yeah.
I think you're both saying the same thing, you're just saying it a different way.
You
You
think
don't want
so?
to know how it's done. He doesn't want to tell you how it's done.
I don't want to know. I just want to see something done.
Right. You want to know, I'm going to do this, and then
And then it
Find out.
happens.
that it happened,
Yeah.
and a black box process.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, because otherwise, I mean... What if he's just...
Well, he could claim anything. He could say, yeah, I did that. Then it could be somebody else did it.
Yeah.
Or you end up knowing too much, and then you're compromised because you know what the moving parts are.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Did you notice they both walked off?
Yep. Yeah, he said he was going to have a word with Choi, but I don't know, he isn't...
You know who the fuck that was?
822, show me trying to stop. I'm going to be in active 80. We're going to be westbound San Andreas Avenue. It's a
I guess what I'm asking for.
Is a show of power,
Yeah.
more or less.
Yeah.
It's understandable. I just
What
am
the
trying
fuck?
to wade through the correct way to do that for you without it endangering too much, if that makes sense.
Exactly.
I have a few ideas.
Hmm.
So how would I
Quantify it?
I suppose so. How would you be able to know? Just because something slows down, how do you know it's because of me? Or what if it's someone else?
Well, if I know it's
something
happening in
else.
the future, as long as it gets done, it gets done, right?
True.
So how it gets done, who does it? As long as you tell me the vase was moved, it doesn't matter how it was moved. But simply knowing the vase was moved would be evidence in itself.
All right. If we're in agreement that that's how we could work it out, then I can work that way.
Okay.
I have no problems. But you do understand that I like to be meticulous and slow, right?
Of course, and I'm not in a rush to make a decision.
It's a patient-related thing.
Hmm.
All right. Well then, I think I can agree to this. I've given you information and proven that side. Let me show you the other side.
Hmm.
I assume that with what happened to you today, you may be a little bit more concerned.
Absolutely.
Booking final.
All right.
Apologies for being late.
I'm sure you can just reveal yourself.
Sorry?
Yeah. You can just take the mask off. All right. Moving forward, I will see what we can do. Let me plot and see exactly what would be the thing that I'd like to slow down or to necessarily deal with.
Hmm.
And once that is decided upon, I will let you know what's going to happen in the future.
Okay.
Is there anything else you'd like to ask?
No, not particularly.
I'm surprised.
About what?
The first time we met, you had a lot of questions.
Hmm.
And this time around, you were a bit more reserved in what you're asking.
The first time I met you, the questions were my way of assessing whether or not you were just
Pulling the
bullshitting.
chain.
Exactly. The second time, the same. As we dug a bit deeper, and certain questions a bit more recent and more relevant were asked, and your answers matched up with my expectations. And so I guess any questions I were to ask after this fact would be more for whatever goal I may be attempting to achieve. So those other questions, I'll ask them in due time when I think that when I think it's relevant, or I need to know something, or whatever that may be. Though actually, there is. Do you know about Raphael Christoph?
Strange man. if I recall, has some strange belief that he is a god or something along those lines. I know that he had informed Gregory that I was a man that he should contact while he was in prison.
Hmm.
I think I've met him twice, maybe 3 times.
Any idea who you might be purchasing C4 from?
Any idea who he's purchasing it from?
Hmm. A man who is described as someone with a beard, a fur coat, an eye patch.
A man with a beard, fur coat, and an eye patch.
You have an idea, Dr. Choi?
I thought I did.
Give me a second while I reference my notes.
Please. I can tell you, have you ever been inside of the HOA
Irish
tavern?
accent.
Irish
I have.
accent.
Okay, no, never mind.
I have a rough
Not-
idea.
Man's hair was slicked back, facial hair, dress pants, Nikes, has an eye patch, and sounded Irish.
Does it state anything about hair color? Did you get anything about that?
No hair color. He was wearing glasses that look like they could be from the 70s.
I have a idea, but the eye patch doesn't line up, and the fur coat doesn't. The hair, the beard, and the accent does, though, which is strange.
It's the first name that comes to mind.
I'm not sure if I want to reveal that yet, right now.
Fair enough.
What would be your intent to use that information for?
I like to understand things. I don't necessarily aim to put individuals behind bars unless and if I think they pose a significant threat to others. And that's just
In the
my
selling of
the honest
C4 is
truth.
quite.
Well,
I'm just
to a
saying.
degree it is.
Yeah. There are a few individuals I know in the city that have access to it, but there's only one that comes close to that particular description. The thing is that the knowledge of the people who could buy from him are very limited, which I'm surprised Raphael would be on that list, as he's eccentric and a loose end, very much chaotic in nature and unreliable. And that's after 3 times of meeting him, I've decided that. The 6th time that we met, I'm quite sure he told me he was a god, and his trunk was full of things. And he kept asking me if I believed in a particular religion. It was a very strange interaction.
I guess someone convinced him to do something.
Well, I only know one group that Raphael had an extensive amount of interaction with, and that would have been the HOA. You can go into the HOA tavern, and there's actually a picture of Raphael on the wall. It's framed.
That is true.
If you ask them about him, they do state that he is the craziest person they've ever met.
They wouldn't be wrong. I mean, the man exploded his C4 in front of the police department. Taking out himself and some others.
Do you mind if I double check something really quick?
Please.
Carl, come here.
You okay, Dr. Choi? You looked a little,
Just idiots on Twitter, and I wanna be me.
We're gonna
But-
double check really quick to see if the
495 made I heal
particular event that Raphael did
Hmm.
was a job that was put out on the dark web.
yo, Avatar, thank you for the 8 months.
Just waiting for him to double check.
Hmm.
How long ago did this happen?
A month ago, roughly.
Oh, wait, that's when. Okay.
Those jobs should easily be listed on there then.
No, there's nothing. Wait, actually, hold on.
Last I
mean,
recall, there was there not exploded tanker?
That was a long time ago.
Hmm.
That was, yeah, that was a while ago. But there is. Thomas, come here for a sec.
And the shit pile outside begins. As we said, this house is cursed.
Okay, so there's
I
no.
think it's unrelated, but yeah.
Yeah, there's no job on there that was listed for that. I was curious. If someone was to force him to do it, I would put my money on those that he interacted with the most. A very chaotic group. You know, obviously the HOA. Although I did not know that they would have access to something like that, but they may know someone who did. Let me perform this show of power. And then, if you do agree to step in, and for the two of us, or for the lot of us, to become partners, I will part with you that information. Because that is something valuable. And that's something I'm ready to quit with unless I know you're ready to also come through.
Okay.
Okay. Well then, is there anything else? Why did you bring him up exactly?
Just a recent, his name recently came up. Mostly curiosity.
Okay. I mean, I know he told Gregor that I was the guy to reach out, so I'm not quite sure where he got the information from either. Or if he was just spouting off bullshit. Like I said, we've only met
It sounded
3
pretty
times.
precise. With, yeah.
Yeah, it did. But it was very strange.
And like very accurate. But sorry,
Something for me to consider. Way on. When Stonefinger elaborated, it was 2 completely different events. It just was things were lining up, essentially, that made him put it together in that particular fashion. Simply coincidence. But as I said, I met him 3 times. The 3rd time I met him as a Australian individual. Well then, I suppose that we are at an impasse until this event happens. I suppose the lot of us should try to avoid much more interaction with each other. for the sake of things.
Fantastic.
Sorry for coming in late. Can I ask what this event is?
I can catch you up later. I'm sure
Okay,
Brian
yeah.
needs to answer those calls that I heard earlier.
I do. Thank you.
Bye, Brian.
Take care.
Please knock next time.
I'll try. If Apples beats these guys, what does it say about it? Well, it says to the viewer that they're more interested in the gameplay than the RP. Virtually anyone can beat anyone on the server because all you have to do is put your hands up. I'm more powerful now. You know what I mean?